Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Ohio Pork Council's virtual field trip. My name is Melissa Bell, and I work for the Ohio Pork Council, and I'll be sort of your host today. We're excited to have so many classes here with us, and we're going to start out. I'd like to introduce every class, and if you would just say hi to the other groups that are also on with you. It's today we have 6 schools, 11 classes, and about 250 students from across the state of Ohio. So let's start out with Jackson Intermediate in Hebron. Are you there? Hello. Hi, welcome. Next up, Spencerville Elementary. Very good. Welcome. Benjamin Logan Elementary in Bell Fountain.
Oh, there's us, wave.
Hi, guys. Burn Union Elementary in Sugar Grove.
Hi.
Thomas Elementary in Dublin. Great, thank you. And last but not least, I didn't realize we do have a school from Michigan today, Forest View Elementary in Boone, Michigan. Welcome. Well, it's great to have all of you here today. So what we're going to do is I'm going to introduce you to our producer, our farmer producer today, and it is Nathan Schrader. And Nathan, hi Nathan. He is going to tell us a little bit about his operation, and then we'll have an opportunity here in a few minutes to ask some questions. So keep some questions in mind. So with that, Nathan, if you would, oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to thank our sponsors. We're very fortunate to have 3 great sponsors of this program: Farm Credit Services of Mid-America, the Ohio Soybean Council, and Cargill, all help to provide this opportunity to bring this virtual field trip to each of you. So I want to thank them for their sponsorship of that. With that, let's talk to Nathan. And Nathan, can you tell us a little bit about your operation?
I will. Like Melissa said, my name's Nathan Schrader. I live in a small town called Lipsick, Ohio, and we're in northwestern Ohio. And the barn that we're in is called a pig nursery. And this nursery, basically we get baby pigs in and we raise them up for a few weeks. I live on a farm. We raise corn, beans, and wheat. And along with the livestock, me and my brother and another partner, we operate this farm. Let me get back to the picture of the pigs here. So there they are. So these pigs, like I said, when we get them in this nursery, they are 3 weeks old. So right at 20, 21 days old, they get in a big trailer and they drive them out to our farm. And when we load them into the room, we heat this room up. It's very hot in here. It's 80 degrees in this barn right now. Now we also have these little lights that come on automatically if it gets a little too cold before the heaters start on. That adds a little extra heat in the pens. Now we need all that heat because you got to remember these pigs are still little baby pigs. You know, they just left mom and they're coming here and they want somewhere warm where they can snuggle up together and eat and drink all day long. That big silver thing right there, that is our feeder. So when they come in, we'll have these this feed called pellets, and that's what it looks like right there. And that's what the baby pigs start eating when they come to this barn. And they'll eat all day long. Right next to that feeder, there's a little silver cup, looks like it's a watering fountain. So they got feed and they got water all day long. Once they start eating all their pellets that I give them, we'll change them over their feed over to ground corn and ground soybeans. And that's what that looks like. And that's the same corn and the same soybeans that us farmers grow out in the fields. We use that and we grind it up and we help make the feed for all of our pigs. This room, we have a little bit over 1,000 pigs in this room. I'll kind of show an overview of it. we'll keep these pigs. They'll stay in this barn for about 5 to 6 weeks. And once they leave this barn, they're right around 50 pounds old, or 50 pounds, and like I said, 5 to 6 weeks old. After they leave this barn, they'll go to another barn called a finishing barn. And that finishing barn is set up, it's built a little bit different than this barn. This barn, as you can see, the flooring, it's all plastic, and it's designed specifically for these baby pigs. The finishing barns are just built a little more tough, because when they go to the finishing barns, they'll stay there for a few months, and then when they're ready to leave and go to market, they're almost 300 pounds. So it's a very big pig walking around in that barn. So things got to be built a little bit stronger in there. And they're very, very friendly pigs. You can see they'll come right up to the camera here and say hi to y'all. When these pigs, like I said, when they leave here, or when they come here, they come in a big trailer. We'll run them into the room. We'll walk through them. We'll sort out. We'll take the smaller ones out compared to the bigger ones, because we'll put them smaller ones all together, just so the bigger ones won't pick on them, and the smaller ones get to eat all the food without anybody else bothering them. And like I said, it's very warm in here. It's 80 degrees right now. And as the pig gets a little bit older, the next few weeks, the temperature drops off, because once they get bigger, they don't need all that heat in here. It doesn't have to be so hot. Those heat lamps that'll come on automatically, so we use them about the first week just to help give them that extra little warm area in the pen. So if they want to be a little bit warmer, they'll lay underneath of it. If they want to be a little bit cooler, they'll lay away from it. When they get bigger, when they get about that 50 pounds, and when we load them out, we'll take a pen at a time. We'll run them to a big semi trailer, and once that's full, like I said, that'll go to that finishing barn, and that's where they will become big and strong and ready to go to market there. We have automatic fans that keep it comfortable in this room for them. So not alone just the heat, but we also have ventilation here. And basically what that means is just some fans that run all the time. That's always bringing in fresh air. And as the temperature increases outside, the fans speed up a little bit. So today it's 20 degrees outside. So there's only 2 fans running, and they're running kind of slow just to keep enough great fresh air into this room. But this weekend it's supposed to be 50 or 60 degrees out. So we'll have probably 4 fans running, and that's all automatic, controlled by a big computer into the office. So as it's warmer outside, more fans are running to keep it not too hot in this room, but just right. And it keeps a lot of fresh air into this room. Like I said, the pigs it's a 24/7 buffet of food. They got water all day and all night long. You get to walk in here this morning. So when I walk into our barn every morning, I will shower before I come into the barn. And I have certain or special barn clothes that I wear inside the barn. My clothes that I wear outside the barn, I leave in the bathroom. Like I said, I'll take a shower. That way, if there's any germs or any dirt or anything on me, that stays outside. So that way, I don't bring anything in that could get any of my pigs sick. So I do everything I can to keep everybody real healthy here. And once I get into the barn and get my special clothes on and my boots, I'll walk through and I'll check every pig in every pen, just to make sure he looks happy, that he's getting up and moving around. If he looks kind of tired or doesn't feel good, I may move him to a different pen with some smaller pigs, or put him with just a couple pigs by themselves to let him just kind of rest up a little bit. If he's a little smaller than the other pigs, I'll move him in a different pen, and I'll give him a different kind of feed to help him catch up and get big like the other ones. We'll go through, we'll check every feeder, we'll check every waterer. We'll basically just make sure everything feels very comfortable in each room in this barn. Because the more comfortable it feels, the happier the pigs are. And the happier the pigs are, the better they grow. When we walk in the morning, it's kind of funny to watch them, but they'll all be laying on top of each other. It's not because it's cold in here. It's just because they're real friendly animals, and they'll just lay right on top of each other. And they'll sit there and talk to each other and just take a long nap. So these guys get to sleep whenever they want, they get to eat whenever they want, and they can drink water all day long.
Nathan, your barn looks very, very clean. Is it a new barn?
This is a new barn. This barn actually just got built this fall, and it is about 1 week old right now. So we just got these pigs in about 7 days ago. So these are about 4-week-old pigs right now that you're looking at. So yes, but after and there's another good point, you know, she said this barn looks very clean. After we take all these pigs out and bring them to the finishing barns, we'll go through and we'll take these big pressure washers and we'll clean every little inch of this room. And it's clean enough. I don't know if I would do it, but you could almost eat your dinner off the floor. It looks very clean. So, and the reason we do that, after we clean it, we disinfect it and make sure there's no germs or anything left over in the room. And the reason we do that is just so the next group has a fresh start. So we have no problems we could ever have. They got a nice, clean, well ventilated and heated room for them to come in and relax in.
One of my questions, Nathan, is you know, obviously if the pigs are eating all that food and drinking all that water, then they have to be going to the bathroom. So where does all of that waste go?
So underneath this building is like a big basement. It's a big concrete basement. And if you see the flooring, it has like little holes in it, and it goes through there into this basement. And that basement is about an 8-foot deep hole underneath this building that it sits on. It's just a concrete basement. So if you'd walk under your house, it'd be a concrete basement like your house has, if you have one. And that's what it looks like. Everything goes there. In the summertime, in the fall time, we will pump that out into these big semi-tankers and deliver it to the field. And we'll use that for fertilizer, for organic fertilizer in our crops. So we'll take our crops, we'll grind them up, we'll feed them to our pigs, and the waste that they produce, we're able to use and utilize on our acres, on our farm acres, for fertilizer to help grow the next season of crops for food for the pigs. And there you see the heat lamps turned on right there. So see that nice little spot of light shining down on them. It's nice and warm under there. It's about 83 degrees underneath that heat lamp. And once it gets so warmer, they'll start dimming away like they are right now. Then they'll finally shut off.
Nathan, I know you said this earlier, but let me ask again, and Dan, maybe you can help us with the slide. But you said, so these pigs are 4 weeks old, and they're going to be in here until they weigh about 50 pounds, and then they're going to move into a nursery or to a finished building. How long will it take to get them to 50 pounds?
So when we get these pigs, like I said, they're 3 weeks old when they first show up here. I'll keep them right around 6 weeks, and then they'll be that 50 to 60 pound range. And then they'll go to a finishing barn, and they'll stay there for right around 4 months, and they'll reach that 260 to 300 pound range of being a pig.
Do you have finished buildings, Nathan?
We do. We have 2 nurseries like the one we're looking at here. We also have 2 finishing barns, and that's where we raise the pigs to get big size, get the 260 to 300 pound pigs.
Tell me this, do you have mother pigs too? So where do you start? Do you have baby pigs on your farm, or, you know, how does that work? And how many total pigs do you have?
So our pigs come from a mother barn, a sow farm. And that actually, we do not have the mother pigs here on our farm. That comes from another gentleman that we work together with. And he births all the pigs, and he has all the mother pigs. And when they're old enough, right around that 3 week old, that's when we put them, when they get on a trailer and they come out and visit our farm. We have each one, this nursery that we're sitting in now has 4 different rooms. We have right around 5,000 pigs in this barn right now. On our farm completely, we have 15,000 pigs today sitting in all the barns. So there's a lot of smiling faces every morning when I get to go out and look at them.
Well, that leads me to another question, Nathan. Tell me what your favorite part of being a hog farmer is. What do you enjoy the most?
My favorite part is when these little baby pigs come in and getting them all separated and in their pens, and the time that I spend with them to make sure every little baby pig's happy. That's my most favorite part.
Sounds good. Well, I think if it's okay with you, we'll go ahead and open it up to the schools if you would like to ask some questions. So we will start with Bern Union, and if you have maybe 2 or 3 questions that you would like to ask.
Right here, buddy. So you can like sit on the floor and be right there.
Do you normally
Speak nice and loud.
do the mother pigs like do they get like fat on winter or summer or another season like that? Because well, they normally go in summer, right, or the winter, or the spring or fall.
Did you understand that question or hear that question, Nathan?
Did you get it, Melissa? That
Yeah,
Peter's kick on it in here.
Yep. No, he is just interested to know if there's a particular season when the hogs will be ready for market. Is it sort of like are they always ready in the spring, or are they always get ready in the fall? That's what he's asking.
So we have every day of the week. There's baby pigs leaving the mother barns that are around and going to other barns. So basically, there's every day of the week and every day of the year there are pigs ready, not just on our farm, but all the other Ohio pork producers in our area with their barns. There's always a big pig ready to go every day of the week. Now, on our particular farm, this nursery that we're in, every 6 weeks we'll empty these out, and then in the finishing barns, about every 4 months, we'll load those big pigs up and let them go to market. So about every 4 months. How it worked out for us is it's in like February, March, and later summer, then towards later fall. But it's every day, all day of the year.
Great, good question. Do we have another question from Jackson Intermediate? Or Bern Union, I'm sorry, Bern Union, sorry.
Annabelle, you want to come on up? Do you have it in mind, sweetie? And then sit right here next to Noah. What's your question? Nice and loud, honey.
Do they go outside a lot?
That's a good question. So these pigs, when they go outside, it's just on the trailer rides when they come here and when they leave this barn. These pigs stay inside this barn for a couple reasons. One, the pigs don't have a lot of hair on them, and they're just skin. So if you'd walk outside today when it's really cold without your coat on, or if you'd have shorts and a short sleeve shirt on, you'd feel really cold, wouldn't you? So these pigs, especially during the winter time, they stay inside so I can keep them warm and out of the cold and healthy. Now, when it gets summertime, when it's really hot out, pigs don't sweat. So they get very, very warm very fast. So when we keep them, the reason we keep them in this barn is we can have a lot of fans running with a lot of air moving across them to keep them very comfortable and cool in the summertime. So no, my pigs stay inside all day long.
Okay, all right. Bern Union, did you have any other questions?
No, I think we're good.
Sounds great. Let's move to Benjamin Logan. Do you have a couple questions for Nathan?
He didn't have one. He didn't.
How many pigs do you get in a year?
How
In a
many
year?
pigs do you get in a year?
That's a good question. So we'll raise about 85,000 pigs for the whole year. That's a lot of ham. That's a lot of bacon that we get to raise on our farm for everybody to eat.
Great. Another question?
Do you have any pigs that are like different colors and things?
Mm.
Every once in a while, most of these pigs are the same color that you see right here, just a white pig. But every once in a while, we'll get some that's got some really nice and neat looking black spots on them. But 99% of them are this white colored looking pig.
Nathan, why don't you tell us why is that? What breed are they? Is that why they're all white like this?
So yeah, there are a lot of different breeds that you use. These are a mixed breed. So I think I'm not 100% sure exactly what the mother pigs and the boar pigs are, but I know there's Yorkshire and some of the Chester White in there. They have had some of the Duroc and the Berkshires through this farm before. So it's a mix of a whole different kinds of pigs.
Great. All right. Any other questions, Ben Logan? I think I see one more there.
How much pounds of food do they eat each day?
Great question.
That's a great question. Dan, do you got a slide on that one by chance?
I'm sorry, what was the question again? I didn't hear it myself.
How many pounds of feed do they eat a day?
Let me see if I can find one for you. Yep.
Okay, yeah, see if you can get that slide. When they start off in this nursery, they get about 1.5 pounds of those pellets that I showed you guys. And once they eat that 1.5 pounds of pellets, which takes about 3 to 4 days for them to eat that much. When they switch to ground feed, they'll eat. It's a small percentage when they're this small. It's like 0.12 pounds per pig right now. But as they get bigger and bigger, I think the numbers in the finishing barns, and Melissa, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, or if Dan can't find that slide. I think it's in there somewhere.
Yep.
Up to 10 pounds when they're big size. That 260 to 300 pounds, they'll eat almost 10 pounds of feed per day. So that's a lot of feed. That's a lot of corn. That's a lot of soybeans that these big guys are eating.
Good. All right. Next school, let's move to Thomas Elementary.
What do pigs like to do?
Oh, pigs like to do a lot of things in here. They'll play around, and you can see them kind of running around chasing each other. They like to sleep a lot, and they like to eat a lot. So when they play and jumping around each other like they're doing here, and it looks like they're fighting, but they're just having fun. And then I'll come back in an hour. They'll be taking a long nap. So you do a lot of playing and a lot of nap time.
Looks like they're on recess out there right now.
Yeah, it looks like they're having fun.
Yep. Okay, another question?
I have a question. Why do you have all these pigs?
That's a great question, and there's a couple reasons. One, it helps us be able to bring people to work back on a farm like they used to back in my grandpa's days. And probably the most important reason is I really like raising baby pigs. I have a great time doing it, and I love doing it.
Good. Very good. Any other questions from Thomas Elementary?
One more.
What is your favorite pig?
My favorite pig? Oh, I have a whole bunch of favorite pigs. There's some of them you walk into the room in the mornings and they'll sit up to stare at you and smile. And the one that smiles at me is my favorite pig for the day.
I like that. It's a good answer. Forest View Elementary. Forest View Elementary.
Addison, come on. Come up to the camera. Ask them bend down a little bit. Ask them your question.
What happens to the mother pigs?
So the mother pigs, when the babies leave and they come visit me, the mother pigs stay in the barn and they do the same thing that these baby pigs are doing. They kind of walk around and they get to eat whatever they want, and drink whatever they want. And in a few more months, they may have another litter, another set of pigs for them. So the mother pigs stay in the mother barns.
Good question. Next question.
Jack.
Good question. Next question.
Jack, bend down a little bit.
Do you have any hogs?
That's a good question. So these, like I said, these little baby pigs, these are little baby hogs too. So they're all the same thing. The pig and the hog is all the same. When they get real big, that's when everybody calls them hogs, but we just call them little baby pigs now.
Good. Question, Forest View, do you have one more? Question, Forest View, do you have one more?
I have one more. I have one.
Just a second.
Why does the pigs get so big?
Oh, they get so big. They get so big for a couple reasons. One, they got really good food. They got really healthy food to eat, and it helps them grow really big and strong. But they get so big so we can have bacon and ham and sausage. Everybody likes bacon, don't we?
I do, yes. All right, our next school is Spencerville. Hi, do you guys have some questions for us?
Scooch down a little. Right there, honey. Go ahead.
Do you give them names?
Do I what?
Do,
Do you give them names?
Oh, just only ones I name is those ones that smile at me in the morning. Other than that, there's a lot of names. I couldn't keep track of all of them.
Another question?
Do you put clothes on the pigs?
No, we do not put any clothes on them. It stays plenty warm for them in here and plenty cold in the summer, so they can sit here and relax just as they are.
Very good. And any other questions from Spencerville?
Do you know where their tails are at?
They're real short little stubby tails, aren't they? And that's how they come from the mother barns to me, with these short little stubby tails.
All right. And then I believe our last school that we have is Jackson Intermediate. Hi there. Do you have some questions?
We may not be able to hear Jackson Intermediate. You might have to type those into your chat window for us. We are having some audio issues from your classroom, but we can see you.
So the question is, why are pigs so aggressive? So they kind of run around. Everybody wants to try to, be the pig in charge in the pen, the big guy in school. So you can take that a wrong way. They're not really aggressive. They're just strong and they're big. So if they come up against me in the finishing barns, and they're almost 300 pounds, they could knock me over real quick. And they don't mean to hurt me. They don't try to do that. They think they're just having fun and coming up and saying hi to me. So they're not trying to be mean by any means. That's just how pigs are. They go have fun, and they're very strong animals when they have fun.
Jackson, do you have another question for us that you want to type in there? While we're waiting for that, Nathan, do you want to tell us a little bit about your family? Do they help on your farm?
Sure. My wife, Mariah, and I have two kids. Evan, he's 9 years old, and Courtney, she's 14. And Evan comes out quite a bit to help. And there's our little dog, Jake, at home. But Evan will come out, when he's not in school, he'll come out and help us here. He has a lot of fun when the baby pigs first come in and getting them sorted. And Courtney will come out every once in a while to help too. So we all help out, and along with my brother and his younger kids will come out. And Luke, the other guy that helps us raise these pigs, he has a son. He'll come out and help too. So we have a whole bunch of people that come out to help. So there's a question, how many pigs are in each pen? So I have 25 pigs in each one of these pens. So even at 25 pigs, when they're at 50 to 60 pounds, there's still a lot of room in these pens, and that's why I only put 25 in them.
Thank you. Does anybody else have any other questions that that you would like to ask? I see some hands. Teachers, if you want to let me know if your class does have a question, that would be great, and then we can go to your school. Jackson, are you still there? Would you like to ask another question? It looks like you were typing something. Nathan, tell us, you've talked a lot about what your favorite part of hog farming is. What is your least favorite part?
So my least favorite part is, for example, last night, all these barns have a big computer that controls everything. It has a lot of sensors all over to tell me if something's not quite right or something's acting funny. And it'll give me a phone call when something isn't quite right, or say, hey, I need to get over and check something. So about 2 o'clock this morning, this barn called me, and I had to drive over here to see what was going on. Luckily, there was no problems. It was just some settings I had. But that's probably my least favorite part, is waking up in the middle of the night when it calls and I have to get up and go over here and check things out. But it's something we have to do just to make sure everything's okay for the pigs, and make sure everybody's still happy and comfortable in the barns and everything's working right.
Good. All right, Spencerville, looks like you have another question. Would you like to ask that?
Go ahead, nice and loud. How do you clean the baby pigs?
How do I clean them? So the pigs stay pretty clean on themselves. I don't clean them one bit. The only cleaning I do is when they leave and I wash the rooms out. So this is as clean as these pigs look in the barn every day.
Good. Ben Logan, you have another question?
Do you turn the heat lamps on in the summer?
It depends what the temperatures are. I will turn them on. They may not run. Just depends how hot it is outside. In the summertime, it's probably hot enough they will not run. But if it does get cool enough, they will be ready, and they'll be turned on and ready to run if they need them.
Okay, good. Burn Union, you have another question?
It's up there. Just speak nice and loud.
Why do one of the pigs have a green spot on?
Oh, that little paint on that pig there. So he was a little smaller one, so I put a little bit of paint on him. So I'm going to end up moving him to a smaller pen here in a little bit. But I marked him yesterday. I just wanted to keep an eye on him, see what he looked like, if today he still looked happy and eating good. And which he seems pretty good, but I'm going to move him anyways.
So he'll get to move to a special pen. Is that what you're going to do?
Yep, he's going to move to another pen that has some smaller pigs in it.
Good. Ben Logan, you have another question?
do some do the pigs' toenails fall off, or do you have to cut their toenails?
Oh, do their toenails fall off, or do you have to cut their toenails?
Nope, their toenails are called hooves, and they grow to a certain length, and that's where they are. And as they get bigger, they get a little bit. As the pigs get bigger, their hooves will get a little bit bigger to help walk on. So we know we don't have to cut any toenails.
One of the things that you said I heard earlier, Nathan, was you talked a little bit about the floor in this building, and you said this floor is made out of plastic. What are the floors in other buildings made out of?
So the floor that's in the finishing barn where the big pigs are, they're made out of concrete, so they're real strong, so they can handle 300-pound pigs walking around on them. That's what the other barns are made out of. They're all concrete that they walk on.
Okay. All right. Well, last chance. Does anybody else have any other questions that you would like to ask Nathan? What we're going to do is we're going to go back through. Oh, you do have a question? One more. Ben Logan. All right. We're ready for you.
Do pigs have, do pigs get any diseases?
That's a good question. So we have, every once in a while, a pig, they could get the flu like we do too. That's why we do that, leave my outside clothes in the bathroom. I got special barn clothes. So if somebody's sick that I've been around, that I don't bring it into the barn. That's why I take a shower before I come in here to get any kind of little germs or anything off. But there's always a possibility a pig could get sick, yes.
All right. Last question. Spencerville.
Sophia, speak up.
How old can pigs live up to?
That's a real good question. I think some mother pigs can get really old, and they can get like 600-700 pounds. Some really, really big pigs.
Good. All right. Well, thank you so much, Nathan. We really appreciate you sharing your barn with us today. And so classes, we'd like to go through, and if each of you want to say thank you and give a round of applause to Nathan, that would be great. So Spencerville, let's start with you. Very good. All right, Burn Union, you're next.
You're welcome.
Benjamin Logan.
You're welcome.
Jackson Intermediate.
Thank you.
All right, Thomas Elementary. Right. Well, once again, thank you very much to everyone for participating today. We appreciate it. We're glad that you were able to be a part of our virtual field trip. Special thank you to Nathan Schrader. Nathan, thanks so much for sharing your barn and your pigs and your story with us. We greatly appreciate it. And
oh, you're welcome. What a good bunch of kids we had today.
That's right. That's right. So thank you again, and I hope everyone has a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.